So, Controversy, bottom left, in the orange. Flip that UI. I know how to do that. I have all the hotkeys memorized. That's not true. I've got a list. As the HRE. And SudsySugar on the top right. In the blue, playing the French.
Yeah, this is a matchup I know pretty well. So what we kind of want to look for here is we want to see if the French gets pressure on the HRE. So if Sudsy can get knights onto Controversy's villagers and force them off of gold, that's going to be really, really good. On the other hand, Contra's strategy here needs to be to keep knights off of his villagers and quickly age up before the French can catch up.
This map is pretty alright for the HRE if they manage to wall off. You can see 3 choke points for each player on the front and on the left and the right of their base. You can turtle pretty effectively, but if you do that, you are giving away a huge amount of resources and map control to your enemy. It's kind of what the French want, ultimately, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's probably still in Holy Roman's favor if French takes map control, because Holy Roman can just, like you said, wall off the 3 entrances, get to H3, start getting out those man-at-arms with the mace upgrade, and then those will start beating knights.
That's right. I'm wondering if we will see if the map control goes the way of the French player here. If we'll see a Regnitz Cathedral and a play for the relics, or if he decides to go Burger instead. It is Burger Regnitz, right? That's the H3 trade-off, I forget.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. The Burgrave Palace is the one that produces units at a super fast speed. I think it's the equivalent of 5 barracks, I believe. So
something crazy like that. If you can keep it fed, the spam is never-ending, the Burgrave Palace.
Yeah, that's quite a common strategy. I think there's 2 pretty common strategies for Holy Roman. One of them is you go H3 into Burgrave Palace, you start pumping out your man-at-arms and just flood the other person. While the other strategy is you go straight to H4, you get that village printer, I forgot what it's called now, but it's one of the H4 landmarks that lets you
I'll tell you.
yeah, lets you produce more villagers than your opponent, and then you can out-economy your opponent.
Yeah. In this matchup, the French are going to be producing villagers more quickly. Overall, like in the Civ pool, they have a faster production rate by like 1.2 or something like that. So if you keep that town center queued, you are going to end up with just kind of an inherent eco advantage, at least in the early game. Their gathering buildings are also cheaper on the wood, so actually, like right now, it's the buildings and the techs, I think. It's just insane. They cost nothing to build as the French.
Yeah, I don't. That mining camp seems to be a little far away. I think it's not as close as it could be to the gold, which is unfortunate. That's a little bit of lost efficiency there.
The 1 tile gap. We were talking about that in the H2 games. This game deals with, like, well, you can see the villagers are like in the gold tile right now. It deals with the villager clumping much more cleanly, so you don't need to leave a gap like that in H4. That was probably not an intentional placement, but you know.
I didn't know that. I personally haven't played H2. I've played H3 a little bit, but I didn't know that was a thing you had to look out for. In H2, that's interesting.
I like to give a little reference back and forth. We've got a scout.
Is Sudsy H2? An H2 player, actually?
He has played more H2 than 4.
Got it.
Say that. Just lost in the first round to She the Distance in the H2 tournament, actually. Those are some very evenly matched games. So,
what was that age up? Aachen again?
We do have Aachen. Yep. Pretty reliable move, the Aachen, and this is a really good spot for it too, actually. Oh,
wow.
You can even get the deer too? This is like a 10 out of 10 right now. Maybe, I mean, a little closer to the wood and then push the deer in, but that's not required. That's for extra credit.
Yeah, that's a spawn that's so good. I think at this point I would just start walling off.
Crazy.
Just turtle, hunker down, deflect the night pressure.
Absolutely. Arduous asking, is there any H2 left for our Age of Empires 2 fans? Yes, we have 2 more series of Age 2 coming, 2 more sets after this game and 1 more set of Age 4. It's gonna be a little while. Who? Okay, okay. Well, let me tab out and let you know. Wolf of the North versus Nut, and Squeaky G versus Bees Get Degrees as our closer tonight. That's the Age 2 games. The Age 4 game after this one will be Aloysian versus Swilly. Looking forward to seeing how that one goes. Who is Nut? Isn't that what everybody wants to know?
So it looks like French players keeping up in villagers, which is good. Ideally, we'd like to see a slight advantage for French here, but that's all right.
Who is Bees? Sorry, this chat. If you gotta ask who somebody is, you can pretty much assume they're from Wisconsin. That's pretty much the answer. But yeah, the villager count. A bit in favor of Orange right now still.
Love to see it. School of Cavalry, 4 villagers building that. That's maximum efficiency there, maximum speed for efficiency, and also the correct landmark choice for pressure.
Absolutely. And not a bad spot for it. We've got an emote only. This guy loves the emotes. You're welcome, Cap. 2 minutes. I don't have a timer, but it's 10:23 right now.
Ooh, I don't know about this. Is this a barracks coming down for the French? In general, French don't have any unique units in the barracks, and tends to be a pretty underwhelming structure as the French, so don't usually see those as French. You sometimes see it in French v French, because in French v French you can go Spearman to counter the other French's knights, maybe into the Ruse matchup, but this matchup, I don't think the barracks is too good.
Yeah, I mean, as French, the barracks, you know, with the keep area of influence, you're gonna get the discounts on all the production buildings nearby to the keep. The barracks doesn't even get that, so very much not a focus on infantry as the French civ.
Alright, let's see. Do we see knights? Yeah.
Knights queued yet, but it's been only a couple seconds here. Blacksmith instantly dropped. Interesting.
So Blacksmith is.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say Blacksmith is a great choice for French because you get free +1 attack upgrade or attack upgrades, and when you build it at the beginning, you get the +1 right away. So it's excellent to get early because it means your knights will actually kill villagers in 2 hits as opposed to 3. So it makes your rating a lot stronger.
Yeah, these knights are a very expensive unit, and a lot of the French play revolves around getting as much value out of them as possible. Oh no. 7? Okay. I think we ran out of deer here. I think, yeah, VIPs and mods, I think, can still chat, not emotes. So, there you go. Sorry for the timeout, Cap.
We are seeing walls now for Contra, so he's definitely aware that that's the biggest threat right now.
Yeah, the classy Palisades in Age 2, not going for stone walls. Good play.
Oh, the Burgrave is coming up. You know what that means? It's going to be pressure from the HRE here.
There it is. Yeah. So pretty solid 9-minute 8:57 Burgrave.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really impressive.
Now here's something. Well, actually, it looks like researches do go faster in the Burgrave as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, that researched very quickly.
It was definitely faster. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna criticize him for researching stuff in the extra speed production building, but if that's the case, then no problem. The scout just parked out here, keeping an eye on things. You can see pretty much the entire base of his enemy with this one scout. It's a huge range.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see more of last game. Like, this is the kind of thing you need to do when it gets to this point in the game where both sides are starting to produce military units. Is you want to kind of see what your opponent's building so you can start producing a counter early rather than late.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think Controversy posturing for a much more aggressive game here. Hopefully not trying to balance 4 victory conditions at the same time.
Yeah, it's looking spicy for sure. We're seeing the Man-at-Arms come out. We're actually seeing knights coming out for French, which is good. That's what you want to see.
He's looked at that landmark. We're gonna get some knights. Where is it?
It's behind the stable. I think he made it from the stable.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. And 2 more out of this. Okay, so not using the School of Cavalry, but the thought is there.
I don't think it actually matters. I believe the School of Cavalry just increases all stable production speeds, so
okay.
It doesn't matter if you use the School of Cavalry specifically or if you use the stable. It should be the same.
Alright, so the only thing you're losing there is the wood for the stable, which, again, not that important.
It's not that important.
Suggested poll. It's a nut poll. Fine, we'll do it. And we'll allow channel point votes, too. There you go. Alright, poll out. Give us your opinion. You man-at-arms here, and a barracks. This Burgrave, now, you really gotta, if you go Burgrave, absolutely have to optimize this economy to produce just enormous amounts of food if you want to max out the bonuses that it gives you. And it kind of has a fairly narrow window in which it is useful, right when you get it. Early Castle Age, you don't have too many barracks out yet, and you want to really get that spam out quickly before the enemy can start to counter you with crossbows or what have you. But
yeah,
pressure's coming out.
I think it's odd that Contra has this much on wood, this much on gold. It doesn't seem like you should need that much on gold, I think. You should just probably dump more villagers into food, get that food up.
Pretty high now. Okay, it's coming through, but the production could be faster than it is, that's all. I like this this queuing, sneaking around the edge, and then the final attack move onto a specific villager.
That's good, he's gonna sneak around the army. That's why scouts are so good.
That's true, he can see everything. Blue, on the other hand, not so much. What happened to his scout? It died under the TC, I'm quite sure.
Yep, that happened earlier.
And there it is. Gonna have to pull back off of that gold mine. The other gold is right next door to it. Unfortunately for the blue player, it's gonna be pretty exposed as well. And all of that food being pushed back. Score looking like it's in Orange's favor as well.
Yeah, I think these knights, unfortunately, don't win against H3 man-at-arms with the mace upgrade.
Yeah, the maces, if you want to have a chance at winning, you gotta cycle charge them and get those charge bonuses off. That's not gonna happen here.
Yeah, the maces just chew up the knights.
In the base, and a lot of idle vills doesn't have. This has thrown off a lot of H2 players, especially the less experienced of the H2 players. No town bell in this game. The town bell, you click it in the town center, it automatically pulls all the villagers into their nearest garrison point. This game, you gotta do it all manually, and I think that's for the best.
So you can't select all your villagers and then hit G or hit the garrison button and they'll find a place to hide, but there's no single point where you can select all your villagers immediately.
Yeah, the G and the D to ungarrison and go back to work is very... I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yep. We actually did see some focus fire there out of Sudsy to knock out that scout, I think. That's good. He turned his knights around to kill the scout.
A little bit of micro coming out. Might get one more man-at-arms. The numbers are dwindling for Orange, and no reinforcements from the Burgrave here. That knight's gonna go down. Okay. One more of these guys left and one scout. But another knight. Looks like he's really struggling to find out how to garrison in here. I think that's the deal. And now having to individually send them all back to the farms. Pro tip, if you just select them all and right-click on one farm, they will automatically spread out to the nearest farms adjacent nearby.
Yeah, that's right. And also, I think one thing that throws people off is they seem to remember in previous Age games that you could right-click your town center with your villagers, or right-click a building and they would garrison.
It's been... I think this works too in this game, doesn't it? Right-click
Does it? I thought for some reason right-click didn't work.
Yeah, it's been inconsistent, and I think every game has had like a setting that you can say toggle one-click garrison to right-click them in automatically.
Oh, you know what? It's drop off. I think if a villager is holding something and you right-click the town center, they drop off instead of garrisoning.
That's true. That throws me off all the time when I try to like get a villager to drop something off, but they don't actually have anything. I'm not really like thinking about if they actually gather anything. I'm just trying to optimize, and then they just garrison in the TC when I'm trying to tell them to do something else. But here comes some more man-at-arms, just sieging down the school of cavalry, and blue not going to be able to put up much of a response to this here.
It does surprisingly have a very strong economy with 43 villagers to 46. That's really impressive that he's maintained his villagers. He hasn't lost too many to the raids.
He's keeping up with it, yeah. And Orange opting not to delete this, but rather just to build it around the back of this gold line. That's fine.
Fortunately, he's making force.
Does have the regen. I think he's out of gold. He got pushed off of that. No, I'm not sure what the horseman choice is about.
He probably just doesn't know what the right unit is here to counter man-at-arms, but as French in H2 against man-at-arms, you don't have a ton of options. Knights are probably your best option, but even they lose in general to Holy Roman man-at-arms, so you probably want to look at going H3 here to get to your crossbows.
Yeah, in H2, you don't get Arbitrary, right?
That's correct, yeah, you need H3.
Okay, yeah. These maces are just gonna club down these poor horses. Good night, sweet prince.
All these poor horses.
Cinematic mode, and we can toggle. Oh, look at this! This is a 3D game. I don't see that every day.
You can actually see the damage difference here. The knight is doing like probably triple the damage of that horseman. Because I have one villager. Oh, sorry, not to the villager, to the man-at-arms.
Yeah, big differences. And we're down to spearmen at the minute, and villager fighting.
Yeah, that's another unfortunate choice. Like I said, French doesn't really have an answer to man-at-arms in H2.
Lone Cub, keep supporting our boy. You know, enough vibes might pull him through it.
I mean, he's still only down 10 villagers.
And this push won't be able to take out much more than the houses right now. The TC fire. There's more just gathering here.
I like that a lot. It's really just knocking some of those man-at-arms down.
Yeah, it is 14 idle vills, but it's doing work for the moment. And Orange not gonna be thinking too much about that. He's working on those reinforcements, making sure there's no shameful lumber camps. Ooh.
Oh, there's one.
Keep moving on you. That's just a bit of an oversight. He tried.
I think that gold, that mining camp there is a little off too. You should really put the mining camp in the middle of the golds.
Yeah, the corner is not
on the corner.
You're losing a little bit of gold per minute on that one. Oh, a counterattack with spears might be enough to clog up the works of the Grand Holy Roman plan.
When Contra notices, turns him around.
Yep, there he goes. Yeah, spears are all dead. Got a lot of damage done with the archer fire. We don't have archer steeled arrow or anything like that upgrades for blue yet. Landmark victory approaching with that 1 out of 2 dead. We've got inspired warriors coming in for even better fighting forces.
This is good pressure, but he also has a lot of idle. Contra has a lot of idle military space. I think it'd be great if he rallied those across the map.
Yeah, we've seen a lot. Okay, and there's the game. Let me wheel over there to see what was the last straw. I think it was hitting these farms. That was it. That was enough.
Yeah, it was the economy. The economy was sort of the last thing Sudsy had that was really strong on his side. Yeah, he was keeping up.
He was keeping up pretty well with that. But yeah, this is something we've seen, and it's gone.